Hello and good evening, folks. We are in Leesport, Pennsylvania, in Berks County, and we are actually at a spot that we've been to a couple of times before. I think I've made one video about this spot, but I've explored the area a couple of times, trying to learn a little bit more about the landscape and what possibly was here. And after the last video I did, I was able to nail that down. So what we are on right now, and if you look here, you can see an old railroad tie. And then we still have another railroad tie right here in the ground. So what we are on is a spur that would have come off the Philadelphia and Reading mainline, which, although you cannot see because it's all foliage here, it would have gone off this direction, which would be a westerly direction. So the Philadelphia and Reading main line was off in that direction. That's now the Reading and Northern main line. But this spur would have broke off of that, and it would have been to get across the Schuylkil River. And at that, when this spur was first put in, the Schuylkil River would have been the Schuylkil Navigation System, or Schuylkil Canal. We're going to take a walk out to that in a second. I've been trying to figure out exactly when this particular branch may have been put in, but I'm pretty sure it was a pretty early branch, because that's how the Philadelphia and Reading would have reached Leesport proper. Now, Philadelphia and Reading main line went through West Leesport, but it didn't go through Leesport proper, so they needed a way to get into Leesport, and they built this little spur off the main that would have gone in and crossed over the Schuylkil, as I'll show you in a second, and then into Leesport itself. It may have also crossed over the Pennsylvania Railroad, but I'm not sure about that. I guess it would all depend on the construction date of this spur, because the Pennsylvania Railroad's Schuylkil division was put in 1888, 1889. So if this spur predates that, then the PRR would have had to dealt with how they were going to navigate this Reading spur. Now, if it was the other way around, if this Reading spur was put in after the PRR, then they probably would have had to cross the Pennsylvania Railroad with a bridge of their design. But we're not going to be able, probably not going to be able to get over to that side of the river today. What we are going to do is I'm going to grab our backpack here, and we're going to come down off of this grade. I'll show you the stonework. When you guys see this abutment, some of you may recognize where we are. What's cool about this is you've got this concrete on top of your stonework, and so they raised or changed the grade at some point and raised it up higher than the original stone abutment. So let me get you a better look at that. But what's cool is they got the new ties right on top of the old ties. There's your stone there with the concrete on top. Make our way down here. And we'll say hi to our toad friend. Hey, Mr. Toad. So as you can see, your newer grade, possibly 20s, 30s. Concrete's pretty solid, so not really sure, but that's your newer grade. And then back up a little bit. You can see we got the old ties right here from the original grade that utilize the stone abutment for this crossing. Let's work our way down real quick. So the Philadelphia and Reading main line went in late 1830s, early 1840s. So if they built this extension immediately, or this branch immediately off that, then the original stonework could go back as far as 1840s, maybe 1850s. Sorry about that. So we were just up there. Again, so this now, what we're on is a towpath for the Schuylkil Navigation system, or Schuylkil Canal. Sorry about that glare. And the Schuylkil River would not have been as shallow as it is. I'm going to show you in a second. There would have been slack water right here. There would have been a dam a little bit down to the south of us. If there are any remains of that, I do not know. I actually don't know how far down it would even be. I took a little bit of walk down the riverside, but I couldn't make it down far enough to where I think the dam may have been. The water's pretty low right now, but I'm not trying to do a river trek all the way down river at the moment. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this video up right here. I'm going to throw on the flip-flops and we're going to walk out into the middle of the river, because I believe in the middle of the river, between these new concrete abutments, is some old stone from the original bridge that would have crossed here. And also, you can see, well, I'll save that for the next video. Give me 1 second. I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes.